this is Danielle with The Perfect Face and TPFCOSMETICS.com. Today I'll be teaching you how to get a soft glam look. This is great for the red carpet, a night out, anything like that. So stay tuned. The first step in a flawless makeup application should always be primer. Here I'm using our Face Canvas Primer, smoothing it over the forehead, cheeks, chin, and throat. It gives a perfect canvas to your foundation, filling in fine lines and large pores. Next, I'm using P2 Picture Perfect Foundation. A tiny bit goes a long way with this foundation, so much so that you can be used as your eyeshadow base, your foundation, and your concealer all in one product. The P2 is perfect because it has a little tiny bit of a peachy undertone, canceling out any blue under eye circles. Pat it out using the concealer brush. Then I'm going to set that with our loose powder and cream puff. This is one of everybody's favorites products. It's a semi-translucent powder, so it does have a little bit of color to it. Then I'm going to use Seashell eyeshadow, and our shadows have 60 to 70% pigment, so a tiny bit goes a long way. I'm patting that on with a large shadow brush from the lash line up to the crease. We're going to go in next with Macchiato eyeshadow with a crease brush, right into the crease starting in the outer corner, keeping it darkest there, and then blend away. Make sure you continue to blend until it looks just perfect. Next, I'm going to go in with TIARA eyeshadow and a smudge brush. We're going to put that very thin right below the brow just to highlight that brow bone. Then I'm also going to add a little pop of color just in the inside corners of the eyes. Then we'll take our crease brush again and blend that from the crease to the brow bone, and then I use the tips of the brush to just stipple those inside corners. Next, I'm going back in with the Macchiato eyeshadow, and underneath the lower lash line, I'm using the smudge brush to just smudge that out and create a soft lower lash line. Blackout gel liner is one of my favorite products that we make. It's actually a waterproof gel liner, so I can use it to tight line my top lash line, creating a fuller, lusher lash line. Say that 10 times fast. But it basically makes the eyes pop without looking like you're wearing a lot of eyeliner, and it really defines the eyes. We're going back in with RAEVAN eyeshadow, and I'm just going to go a little bit on the top lash line, keeping that line very thin. Again, we're just using it to define the eyes. And I'm using the angled brush, doing little short dashes. I'm going in now with our Queen Shimmer pigment. We make our shimmer pigments in several different colors. This one is universal. It works amazing. You can use it on the lid, you can use it on your cheekbones. I'll even use it in the center of the lips sometimes, but they can be used wet or dry. This is actually Smashbox eyeliner in the color Bear, and I'm using that right on my waterline. I actually really like this color because it's not white, it's a cream color. So it looks a lot more natural on the eyes than a bright white liner. My favorite makeup wipes are actually from Costco, and I'm using this to clean up underneath the eyes. And you can see all of the fallout. A lot of people don't realize how much fallout they actually get from their eyeshadows, and they think they have dark circles when they don't. My Picture Perfect foundation color is actually Y5. That's the color I'm using here. And again, I'll show you a little bit goes a long way. You can see a more in-depth tutorial from our last YouTube video on how to actually apply the Picture Perfect foundation, because truly when I say a little goes a long way, a container should last you about 6 months. So it takes a long time to get through. When I get around the hairline, I use the tip of the brush to go back and forth so I don't end up with any little lines. And we're going all over the face. And I'm using next, I want to give a little extra coverage. I'm still using the Picture Perfect in Y5. I have a little bit of sun damage on my forehead and then a little bit of veins around the sides of my nose. So I'm going in with that. This is the P2 again, Picture Perfect foundation with the concealer brush. And we're going to use this to highlight the cheekbone, shape the nose, and highlight underneath the eyes. Now everybody's face is different, so everybody would highlight just a little bit differently. I want to create a perfect oval face, so I'm bringing my cheekbones up just a little bit and then thinning out that nose just a little bit as well. I want to create a fuller lip, so I'm going to go in and give a little faux highlight right above my upper lip, and we're going to thin that nose out, and you see me take away a little bit there. I don't want the nose to look too long. This I call my magic maker. It's our Perfect Blender sponge. You want to use it damp, so I sprayed a little Evian spray on it, and I'm using the flat end of it just kind of pat into the skin, creating an actual skin texture. It's amazing. It'll just look like you don't even have makeup on, you just have perfect skin. When I get around the eye area, I use the pointed side because it's a smaller area, and I can get right underneath the eye. And when I highlight down the sides or the center of the nose, I hit the sides of the highlight. I don't hit on top of it, just to kind of blur out those edges. I'm going in with Y12 Picture Perfect foundation and our foundation brush, and I want to put that starting way back in the ear. I'm kind of coming down right underneath the cheekbones. I'm also going to contour right underneath the chin, get rid of any double chins there, and right around the hairline, sides of the forehead, and sides of the nose, just to thin that nose out. And I actually go right underneath the tip of the nose to kind of turn it up just a little bit as well. And then I am going to blend out with the sponge in a minute, but I get some of my blending done with the brush. I kind of feather up, and I'll take the heel end of the sponge, and again we're just patting into the skin, but you can see it just diffuses all of those lines. Everything just becomes really smooth. And blend away. Beautiful makeup is very well blended makeup. Again, I use the small pointed end right around the nose, since it is a smaller area, and right underneath the tip. Make sure everything's well blended. Next, I'm going to go back to our Cream Puff loose powder, and I'm using a foundation brush. I actually like to use a foundation brush to set my powder underneath my eyes. I feel like it gives a smoother application, and again I'm just patting that on. I used to use a fluffy brush, and I noticed throughout the day the powder would sit on top of the skin and they would kind of find its way into fine lines. This way it pats it in really smooth from the beginning. Now anywhere where I have the highlighted foundation, I'm actually setting it with the highlighted powder. And then this is a little trick your grandmas used to do. I'm taking my lipstick and going right along my cheekbones. And a lot of people don't realize, but when you use a cream blush, it's basically just lipstick repackaged. And this is our newest lipstick color. It's coming out this fall. It's called Shrimp. And Honey Pot powder is my skin tone powder. So that's going to go everywhere where the Cream Puff powder was not. So the chin, the cheeks, the nose, the throat, and also the forehead. And I'm using our big powder brush just to pat that out, almost like a big powder puff. Next, we're going in with our medium contour, and I'm going to put that right underneath the cheekbones. I'm basically going over where we had the Y12, but I'm not going to contour the nose since it is kind of a daytime glam look. I don't want it too contoured, but we do want to warm up the face, but we'll keep the nose with just the Y12 with the cream foundation contour. And then my favorite eyelash curler is Shu Uemura. It works wonders. Favorite mascara is CoverGirl. I have tried every fancy mascara on the market, and I just keep going back to CoverGirl. I love it. I feel like it really thickens up my lashes, and when I'm working with the clients, because it's not a very wet mascara, it doesn't get everywhere when they blink. I'm so sorry I didn't show you guys the lashes I'm using, but they are the 747 M's from The Perfect Face, and I actually like to apply them with a dark lash glue. And since this is my second YouTube tutorial ever, I'm trying to, you know, get things right, but I had to use a mirror, guys. I'm so sorry. I tried to not block, but it did block a little bit. But make sure when you're putting your lashes on, the tips of the lashes are up. I'm just wetting a Q-tip there with the RAEVAN spray again and getting out any powder or foundation that's fallen down into my brows, combing that through. And Morning Fog is my eyebrow color. I'm using an angled brush to apply that. You want to create a little line at the bottom of the brow. From that line, we're going to feather up almost just the width of the brush. I get more product and I go along the top of the brow in a good, clean, crisp line all the way up to the arch. Then I get more product and I go from the arch to the tip of the brow, or what I would call maybe the end of the brow. And I do bring my brows out a little bit. They kind of stop short, and in a minute I'll show you where they should stop. I hold my brush up to it, but I do like to bring them out a little bit to make the eyes seem bigger. And we're just thickening the top of that brow just a little bit and combing it through so you can see their natural shape. Now brows should not be twins. They're, you know, sometimes people say they're sisters or cousins. Mine are definitely cousins. I have one that has much higher arch than the other. But again, I'm kind of drawing along the top of the arch, and here you show me where, or show you where I kind of bring it out. Comb it through. And then when you're bringing your brow and you're elongating it, don't bring it down. You want to pretend there's an imaginary line that goes kind of to the middle of your ear, and that's the direction you should draw it to. That way your eyes don't turn down. I'm going back to the shrimp lipstick, applying that all over the mouth. And I'm kind of backwards from the rest of the world. I actually like to apply my lip liner after my lipstick. I feel like it goes on a little bit smoother, and it still kind of protects the lips from feathering. I'm going to go all along the lip line and just a little bit outside of it. I also fill in kind of the third outer corners of the lip, and then I go back with my lip brush and my lipstick and go all the way to the edge of the lip. Make sure that you don't have a dark line and then light lips, so I make sure that you really just get more of an ombre effect there. I'm going back in with the CoverGirl mascara and just really thickening those bottom lashes, making sure they stand out really well. And I like I said, I love CoverGirl. Oh, here we're getting spooned. This is kind of my little famous trick. Like, I love this. You can push your lashes and the false lashes together against the spoon, and you're not going to get any mascara on your eyeshadow, but what it does is it kind of helps the two lashes become one, so you don't look like you're wearing false lashes. And when I do my mascara, you'll notice I don't bring it all the way to the tips of the lashes. I just kind of keep it at the root, and there I got just a little bit towards the tip, but I took a clean mascara wand and took it off because I don't want it to look too spidery. So this is the pièce de résistance. This is going back to the Queen Shimmer pigment, just using it right on those cheekbones. It creates the most amazing glow. Again, it's with a fluff brush. And then I'm going to go in, just any final touches, blending out any harsh edges. And that's it, guys. This is our soft glam glowing look.
I hope you guys enjoyed our soft glam makeup tutorial. Make sure that you subscribe, and also follow us on Instagram at The Perfect Face, Periscope at The Perfect Face, Twitter at The Perfect Face, and what's that? Facebook / TPFCOSMETICS.com. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.